Jesus Christ, the 24-hour downtime to Lightfall is fucking killing me.
Seriously, I'm so hyped up that I can't even bring myself to play anything else. Barack, do something before I drink this entire bottle of NyQuil.
Advance Wars Reboot Camp comes out in a few months. Let's tier list the COs for 1 and 2.
Good idea. Get sleepy in here? I haven't abused the elderly in a while.
The fuck you jobless losers want?
Ready to get your ass handed to you in an Advance Wars CO tier list debate, dum-dum?
This is the first time in ages I'm having trouble sleeping because I'm so wound up for Lightfall. I'm cranky and about to make it everyone's fucking problem. Let's do this, Fana-face.
Okay, first, as tradition demands, we shall start with Andy, the first CO we ever played.
No, Nell is the first one you play as.
Not everyone has to play the fucking tutorial to understand how to win a war, Donald.
Typical Sleepy Joe. That leaves ranking points on the table. That's why you'll never hit Gold Dragon.
That's something only no-lifer completionists like Bernie strive for.
Donnie, Nell is a special unlock. She'll come later. We're starting with Andy.
This one is easy. Andy is mid as fuck by design. Jack of all trades, master of none. His CO power, though helpful, isn't the game changer many other COs can pull off. Andy goes right into B.
Hard to argue against that.
Be glad you never had to debate me, Barack. Andy is actually trash. In a game like Advance Wars, where specialization is what makes a CO stand out and allow a focused strategy, Andy not having a particular strength is in fact a huge weakness.
How is that a weakness? He's versatile enough to push on the weakness of his opponent, no matter who they are. No one else can make that claim except, oh fuck.
That's right, Hawk.
We aren't talking about Hawk right now, Don.
We have to, because Hawk's mere existence makes Andy worse. When your only strength is to be average and Hawk comes in swinging his above-average girth around, what can you do but say that average is worse? Not to mention Andy's lack of specialization means he can't even capitalize on an enemy weakness, like a specialist could, and definitely not as good as Hawk.
He's got a point, Joe.
Fine, fuck it. No one is going to dick ride Andy in a debate. Put his mid-ass in C.
Okay, C for Andy. Next we have Max. This is a pretty clear S tier. Any detractors?
No one in their right mind would object.
A game with 90% direct damage units and one CO who buffs all of them to a degree so disgusting that I'm pretty sure it's a war crime and he's banned from tournament play. They should have made him tank focus. He'd be A tier and legal to play at least.
Yeah, Nintendo really needs to balance him before the launch. They've had an entire extra year and change to do it.
Nintendo still thinks the dial-up modem is a fad that's bound to go away. I wouldn't expect them to figure this shit out by now.
Yeah, Max is going into S tier. So now we have Sammy.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Seriously, at least this will be interesting.
Sammy, in my opinion, belongs firmly in the A tier.
I agree. In fact, if we are talking strictly early game, she's S tier, but this is over an entire match.
Double time sending an entire wall of mechs at your ass. You better be playing Yellow Comet, or else everyone is going to notice the trail of piss going down your leg.
Shortest charge time in the game for her CO power, and with how fast her transports are, if she activates Victory March, she can capture your HQ with a 1 HP infantry.
Punishes you for your hubris.
We're counting 2, though, and with all the other CO's tricks, if you can block her troops and push forward with anti-air and recon with artillery support, all she can do is sit in base and wait for you to come. If she can't pull the counter push with Victory March mechs, that shit is over. I think she has to sit in B.
Wow, if you can only build an entire army before she marches in, stomps your ass, and hangs up her live, laugh, love sign in your foyer, she can't win?
You even hear yourself?
Look, if she was that good, you'd all be playing her in the meta. Simp elsewhere.
She's going into A tier, Joe. Cope harder.
Fucking travesty.
What the fuck ever. Let's move on.
Olaf, well, that's a D all day.
No question.
So much D, he may as well start an OnlyFans.
He's a shittier Andy who can move better in snow and worse in the rain.
Preach it, Joe.
Shush, let him cook.
A circumstantial temporary buff that gives movement advantage, followed by getting stuck in the mud for additional turns. Sure, they got rid of that in 2, but it's not like the snow buff was good enough to warrant the penalty. I hate bringing him up for comparison, but Max just exists better than this literal armchair general. And in 2, his superpower is just the anti-Andy. Jesus fucking Christ, why have him exist outside the tutorial, except as a joke character?
I spit out my do onto my monitor.
Could listen to this confused bastard shit on Olaf all day.
Put this piece of shit in D where he belongs. I'm going to enjoy some pistachio ice cream. I'm fucking heated now.
Yeah, if snow could occur outside of Olaf's CO power, maybe he'd be C because RNG is still better than what he has going on now. But that's not the world we live in. So he can bolt his armchair into D rank, because that shit ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Let's talk grit.
That's a man's man CO if I ever saw one.
Coolness does not equate usefulness, Joe. He is literally bizarro max. And how could the opposite of S tier be anything but D tier?
That's where you're wrong. Sure, there are only 4 indirect combat units in the game, but in Grit's hands, you barely need anything else apart from shield walls. Grit can sit back at base, sip a daiquiri, and take out your heavies before you even realize you forgot to double-check attack ranges again.
On the right map or in Fog of War, Grit is practically unbeatable.
As you said, practically, even though his infantry are fine in 2 and 1, they are penalized as well. And there is still the fact that, as I said, 90% of the units are direct combat units. If you push in, he's fucked.
You ain't gonna get there, so help me, I'll throw hands right now.
Settle down, Joe. Like it or not, he is right. My argument was against putting him in D tier. But I think we can all agree he is a solid B.
His theme is a fucking vibe, though.
Absolutely S tier. But we aren't talking themes today. Let's do Yellow Comet next, starting with Sonia.
The only easier S tier is Max.
The fuck are you talking about? She is the absolute worst after Olaf.
What did this tang-crusted jackwagon just say?
Stronger counterattacks means her strength is getting attacked first, and in advance wars, depending on who you're up against, that's a fucking death sentence. How much harder is a single infantry going to counterpunch against 10 mechs? Give me a fucking break.
No one is going to just bait out counterattacks, you fuck. And of course, terrain defense bonuses are still a thing unless you forgot.
Whatever. Not even the biggest issue. Her other passive is hidden HP values. What do we just presume? Everyone is as stupid as George when it comes to fuzzy math.
In the fog of war, such information is essential for strategizing. Hiding those numbers is a massive advantage.
No one plays Fog of War sleepy. It's fucking trash.
Skill issue.
It's completely unrealistic with modern information technology. Maybe you could argue for using it in mountains or forests, but in open fields. It's fucking trash, Biden. You're only simping for Sonia because of your fucking geriatric hard-on for Fire Emblem Thracia. Don't try to con the Don.
Go fuck yourself. You want to go another 5 hours on Thracia? Show those fucking hands.
Guys, can we move on, please? Let's just put her at C.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday.
Stupid motherfucker. I'm going to go grind my MMR and Advance Wars Online.
This is the longest 24 hours of my life.